could just keep with them right now. So, but we will proceed on as we are all here together. I see lovely faces here with us. So, welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of the Emerald Coast. I'm Joshua Moore, a member here of this fellowship and your service leader this morning. The UU Fellowship of the Emerald Coast is a religious community united by UU principles and committed to service, spiritual growth, and caring fellowship. If you're visiting today, you'll find more information about us on the back of your order of service or on our website and Facebook page. Please fill out a visitor card at the blue table by the front door so that we can connect upcoming events and any information. We do not require a common creed for membership, but we do share certain principles and values. We feel each of us is on a spiritual journey, and we share with each other our quest for a meaningful life. Share in that journey. Please refer to the order of service for upcoming services and announcements, and join us for refreshments after the service and explore our second hour activities, which are also noted in the order of service. And today, I believe we have Pagan Pathways and TED Talks, and you can check both of those out afterward. And if you would like, you can come up here and talk with me about the service today for speaker circle. And I believe we have an announcement as well. We have a couple, so at least from both of you. Is this one on? It can be, yes.
Is this one on? Okay. I'm Kathy White, and we take care of the pantry house outside. When we came by this morning to put food in it, someone has put books in it, and they're all children's books. And I know we do need a little box for just children's books, but for the time being, please do not put books in the one that always looks empty, because we fill it with food and it's gone immediately. Thank you.
Yes.
Morning. So Thursday evening is our first Thursday potluck, and the spiritual question is, what has your greatest adventure in life been so far? So it's a great opportunity to get together, have an intimate discussion, and get to build community with your fellow UUs. Thursday, 6 o'clock here.
And what's your name?
That's my mom. Her memory's bad. My name is Gil. Thank you for asking.
And my name is Miriam, and I'm going to continue the conversation about food. On the second Sunday, in conjunction with our social justice to help register people to vote, we want you to register for tacos. We're going to have a taco second Sunday potluck. Sign up on perfectpotluck.com. If you're having problems, come to me and I'll help you get signed up. We're looking for people to bring the tomatoes, the salsa, the onions, anything that you want on your perfect taco. Taco shells, taco this, taco that, and then we'll just make a buffet. Once you're registered to vote,
And now the prelude prepares us for the service. ask my son Chua to come up here and help with the lighting of the chalice. As we light this chalice, let the light it casts warm you, hold you in its glow. But do not be satisfied with this. May it also kindle within you a flame as well, a flame that burns red hot against the forces and institutions of oppression, a fiery compassion for the oppressed, and a burning call within you for justice. Each of us comes into this place with our own stories. So many moments, so many ups and downs. And each decision that we make, great and small, each inevitable event, the stories of our lives are written on the pages of our past. But here, in this place, in this moment, our stories are not many, but one. May you find inspiration and hope in this, our shared story. As you are able, for our opening hymn, number 295 in the gray hymnal, Sing Out Praises for the Journey. The words will also be on the screen. Now it is time for all ages. Any children that want to are welcome to come up to the front. We will hear, I'm sure, a wonderful book from our RE director, Holly.
That was delightful. Wow. Wow. Those flowers, they're amazing. I just have to. Wow.
I agree.
Who provided the flowers?
Kathy. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Miss Kathy.
everyone hear me? The story of Harvey Milk and the rainbow flag. Try again. You have to give them hope. Hope for a better world. Hope for a better tomorrow. Harvey Milk was an ordinary man, but he had an extraordinary dream. That dream would change history. Harvey dreamed that everyone, even gay people, would have equality. He dreamed that he and his friends would be treated like everyone else. He dreamed that one day people would be able to live and love as they pleased. With his New York accent, Harvey talked to everyone about his dream. His voice boomed. His body bounced with energy and excitement. Some people listened. A few agreed. Most did not. But Harvey's big voice and his big dream would not be stopped. He discovered that the best way to change laws was to help make laws. In 1977, Harvey Milk took a big step toward that dream when he became one of the first openly gay people to be elected to political office in the United States. Go Harvey. Harvey and his friends planned marches to protest inequality and unfair laws. And just days before one of the marches, Harvey had an idea. Idea. I like that. A symbol, he thought. We need a symbol that shows who we are and how we feel. Something to carry during the march. Something to make people feel they are part of a community. Something to give people hope. Extraordinary. Knew an artist who could help. Gilbert Baker. Harvey asked. Gilbert said, "We need a flag." Volunteers arrived to help Gilbert's design come to life. Together, they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vivid, vibrant dyes. They cut and pieced and sewed until Harvey, Gilbert, and the other activists had a flag with 8 colorful stripes, a flag that Harvey hoped would give hope. Rights are won only by those who make their voices heard. On June 25th, 1978, when it was time for the march, a breeze stirred in San Francisco. The flag unfurled. The wind blew, the flag fluttered, flapped, and flew, a rainbow as bright and unique as the men and women who walked behind it led the march. Harvey and the people asked for equality. They asked to be treated like everyone else. They asked to live and love as they pleased. They hoped the march would make a difference. Harvey was proud of the flag and proud of himself. He hoped others could be proud too. 5 months later, on the morning of November 27th, 1978, Harvey and the mayor of San Francisco, George Moscone, were assassinated. Their lives were taken by a man who did not like him or love like him. The flag did not fly on that dark, sad night. Instead, thousands of people candles. The candlelight wove through the streets of San Francisco, up and down hills and around city buildings. A mile of glowing candlelight in honor of 2 lives lost. That could have been the end of Harvey's dream and the colorful flag, but it was not. Hope. More rainbow flags were created. Some of the colors changed. 8 stripes became 6 stripes, but the meaning of the flag did not change. It was a flag of equality. More and more people began to think of the flag as their flag. And they began to feel pride. They began to have hope. In 1994, Gilbert Baker designed. This one was larger than all the rest. Women and men side by side carried the flag, a proud mile-long rainbow floating through New York City. The flag wove through the streets, up and down avenues and boulevards and around city buildings. The people demanded equality. They demanded to be treated like everyone else. They demanded to live and love as they pleased. They were proud. They had hope. They would make a difference. I ask for the movement to continue, for the movement to grow. More rainbow flags were made. Some were printed on bumper stickers and t-shirts. Others were hoisted onto lampposts on Halsted Street in Chicago. One was hung in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Soon the rainbow flag was flying in other countries like Brazil, England, Israel, Russia, Singapore, and Turkey. The rainbow flag now unfurled on farms, in suburbs, and in cities. The flag flew proudly outside public buildings, hotels, shops, restaurants, churches, and homes. And once, on June 26, 2015, the White House was awash in the colors of the rainbow flag. Equality, pride, hope, love. Harvey's dream became a flag for us all. Yay. All right, let's go learn more about flags and pride.
Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere you may go. I didn't promise that I wouldn't cry either, so it's all good. Thank you again, Holly, for a wonderful selection. A revered tradition in our fellowship is the sharing of personal joy. I invite you now to take a few deep breaths. Settle your body. Relax your muscles as you're able. It's easy to become overwhelmed, especially in this time and place where we are bombarded on all sides by so much. Good news, bad news, trivial or not. Alone, it can feel as if there is nothing that we can do to fix anything or help anyone. But you're not alone. Right now, you're surrounded by a community that, like you, desires to help others, to fix what is broken. I invite you now to sit for a moment in silence, to breathe together, and to rest in the knowledge that you are not alone. Spirit of life, Spirit of love. While we may think and feel as individuals, we know that we are in fact deeply interconnected. So intertwined as to not really be separate at all. Bound together and held by a love greater than ourselves. Not outside of us, but deep within each and every one of us. May that love pull us ever more toward compassion. And may our compassion spur us ever onward to justice. Amen. Generosity is a spiritual practice, and our fellowship is supported entirely by pledges and donations. If you are paying your pledge today, please mark your check in the memo line that you're paying your pledge. If this is your first time here, please feel comfortable in passing the plate along. We're very glad that you're here with us. After the song of dedication, we will share cash and undesignated checks with our Split the Plate partner, Shelter House, whose mission is to support victims of domestic violence by providing shelter, intervention, and primary prevention programs to the community through education, awareness, and advocating for social change. Your generosity is appreciated. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and by this we live. would, if I could, invite Cal to the podium now. We will not be hearing from Cal today as a medical emergency has gotten in the way with that. But to, on very short notice, have Dr. David Simmons with us to speak a little bit about the event. Sorry, I did not have a better thing planned. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Thank you for being here. Happy to be here. Love it. So I debated if I should talk about my feelings about Pride, but as I was passing Cal, he asked me to read his talk to you today. So that's what I'm going to do, okay? It's intensely months and months after turning their papers in vain. Meanwhile, people in their daily lives call them the incorrect name, salutation, pronouns, and get mad at them. Well, why don't you just change your name? I've been trying to get gender-affirming surgeries and remain steadily on my hormone therapy since October 2021. I have not succeeded completely thus far, although I've made progress. I have to drive 5 hours one way to receive gender-affirming care. It's in a different time zone. A lot of people may not understand Pride, or why we need it, or why it's still relevant in 2024. I think here in Florida, and especially Northwest Florida, we get why it's needed. I bet that the vast majority of you are aware that LGBTQ plus people were recently compared to the KKK in a Niceville City Council meeting by a Catholic deacon. And that enough people agreed with him that the city manager tried to renege on our already paid-for contract to use the community center because we were planning a drag queen story hour and face painting. It was insinuated that we were targeting children with our gay propaganda and not welcoming children of queer parents or who might be questioning their own identities, or who may even know beyond the shadow of the doubt that they were not cisgender or heterosexual. In order to use the space that we'd already signed papers and paid for, our leadership team had to go through the discriminatory and degrading process of trying to convince someone who had already made a deal with us to honor it, and that we were not a harm to children simply by existing, fully clothed and not doing anything remotely inappropriate, and sharing space with them by reading them stories and singing to them and telling them it's okay to be themselves. That is why we still need Pride. Pride in such a way that there's a safe place for vulnerable individuals to retreat to in case of protests. We still need Pride because we need to remember that it all started in 1969 because a routine police raid on a gay bar called the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village was particularly brutal, and a black transgender woman named Marsha P. Johnson fought back. The first Pride was called a riot and was incited by police violence against queer people simply for existing even behind closed doors. Every right that we have, we've had to claw out of a solid wall of resistance, and we are never assured to. In Ohio recently, the governor added one sentence to the law and made a loophole for people to use their bigotry to deny the right of queer people to marry. Transgender people still could not serve openly in the military 3 years ago. Trans kids cannot get necessary health care here in Florida. They must go to Virginia from here in order to receive gender-affirming care. We need people to get used to the idea that we are here and we are not ever going back into the closet again. Not ever. That is why we need pride. It's a radical act of self-love and destigmatizing who we are and how we move in the world. We are talking about LGBTQIA2+ stuff with love and pride and affirmation all month long. We will be educating and celebrating queer history and queer joy all June long. And we will be fighting for our right to exist all this way until the next June. Then rinse and repeat. Because we are here, we are queer, and we ain't going nowhere. We need support from people like you. We need you to use the right pronouns for us in rooms we are not in. And we need you to not make fun of the girly boy that you see in the store in front of your kid, who might very well be gay and playing with makeup when you aren't home. We need you to think about how you might feel if you were trans and someone read your name and called you a Mr. when you're a Miss. Share your pronouns when you introduce yourself to help normalize the process. And then we need you to teach others how to also live respectfully in the world that we all share. Please affirm your gender and sexuality, especially those that are with your loved ones, friends, acquaintances, and strangers that you encounter in the wild. And let people who might not be as supportive as you see that you are doing it. We need everyone to be just a little bit brave for our continued survival. Thank you, and happy Pride.
Wow, that was magical. I feel like Kal was with us in that. So please rise now, as you are able, for our closing hymn, number 287 in the gray hymnal, "Faith of the Larger Liberty." We shine bright in all the colors of the rainbow. Please remain seated for the postlude.